Hello, my loves. I hope you guys are doing well. Welcome into this video for the solar season of Scorpio. I'm so excited to have you here. So for those of you who are new, hello, welcome in. I do have a tutorial video to take you through the little bit of tips that I have to offer you on how to get the most out of these readings. You can go ahead and watch that tutorial video if you feel called. It is not necessary, but it is a supportive tool that is there for you if you are looking for that. So for those who are not new, hello, welcome back in. Thank you guys so much for being here. I hope you all know how much I appreciate being able to support you with these readings. I love the feedback I've been getting from you guys, and it's really an honor to have found a way to serve and show up for you all and for myself in this fun way as we play with the powerful sacred tools of the cards and the solar and lunar cycles of the astrological story. So, the sun is moving into the sign of Scorpio. That's why it's called the solar season. It's going to be in Scorpio from October 23rd until November 22nd. So when I talk about the month throughout this reading, I'm talking about the solar month, and I'm talking about this time frame between the 23rd to the 22nd. So what is the sun? Well, the sun represents the spotlight of our galaxy. So as the sun moves into the sign of Scorpio, in essence, we are spotlighting the Scorpion energy. So what are we spotlighting? Let's talk a little bit about what the vibration of Scorpio is. So first, I want to talk about the mode of the sign of Scorpio. So it's right there at the top where it says fixed/unchanging. So there's three different modes that a sign could be. The fixed sign is the full sign of any season. So in the northern hemisphere, Scorpio represents the fullness of fall. All Hallows Eve happens during this Scorpio season. And that's really the full energy of this fall vibration. Scorpio is also a water sign. That's the element it is in. The signs can be one of four elements. Water is the element that Scorpio is in, and the element of water represents our emotions. So essentially, the Scorpion energy is fixed water or unchanging emotions. The archetype of the Scorpio energy is the scorpion. So think about this diving deep energy, diving through the sand to get to the little drop of water that's at the depths of the desert. This is the energy that the scorpion vibe has. Now, fun fact, there's also another animal that represents the scorpion energy, and it's the eagle, which represents the higher perspective of the scorpion and also represents the transformative nature. It can be down on the earth, deep down, or it can be high and flying. So the Scorpio qualities you see listed there as resourceful, passionate, magical, observant, and unyielding. The Scorpio energy is like the detective of the zodiac. It is this very, very deep diving, resourceful energy. And like I mentioned, it has this energy of transformation and magic embedded in its vibration. So what we're going to do with these readings is we are going to find out which planets, the sun, the moon, and or your rising sign are in the sign of Scorpio. So if you aren't familiar with your chart, don't worry. I also have a tutorial video to help guide you through how to understand your chart, how to read your chart, and how to find out what planets are in the Scorpio sign for you. So we're looking at any of the planets. We're including Pluto. We're including the sun sign, the moon sign, and the ascending sign, which is the AC. So there's also a reading for those who do not have the planets, the sun, the moon, or the rising sign in Scorpio. It's essentially your sign of Scorpio is empty. So there's a whole reading that'll take you through that energy as well. Now also know that you could have multiple readings. You could have more than one planet in the sign of Scorpio. So my advice to you would be to watch the readings for each alignment that you have in Scorpio. And when I say alignment, I mean planet, the sun sign, the moon sign, or the rising sign. Now, an interesting thing to note about this solar season of Scorpio is that we are going to be experiencing 2 eclipses. These eclipse energies are going to be very, very powerful. They're going to be very, very felt in our lives. And I encourage you to check into the readings that I'll do for those eclipses. But I want you to be aware as we move into this Scorpio solar season that we are going to be having a solar eclipse with the new moon in Scorpio just 2 days after the sun moves into Scorpio. Very, very powerful vibration. This is going to reference the full moon eclipse that we had in Scorpio 6 months ago. And then we're going to have a lunar eclipse in Taurus later in the solar season of Scorpio. And so these energies are really going to be at play during the solar season. So I definitely have to mention them as we dive in. I will have individual readings to bring up the themes of these eclipses from 6 months ago into the present moment and guide us through this portal energy, this very powerful time in our cycle. And so I just wanted you to be aware that these energies are at play. Another fun thing that we like to do during the solar seasons is to kind of spy on the solar Scorpios. So essentially, anyone who has a birthday during this time frame, we're going to be kind of looking at them. We're going to be seeing how they shine. We're going to be learning from them how they express these observant, passionate, magical, and unyielding qualities. They can give us a lot of information about the Scorpio archetype, and then we can apply it to the planet or the area of our lives that we have Scorpio showing up for us. So if you want to support me for these readings, there are many ways to do that. You can comment on these videos. You can share these videos. You can also send me a donation at paypal.me/devotedvulnerable. Link is in the description. You can sign up for any of my services. I have a chakra meditation service. This service is only $14.40 a month. It's available on WhatsApp. We get new chakras every week, and it's really awesome. So you can sign up there. I'm also offering chart readings now. I will dive into your own personal astrology and give you a snapshot of what you are looking at in an energetic sense when it comes to your makeup. And you can support me by signing up for one of those. And that's how you can support me if you feel called. So we are going to be going to our spiritual support team to get guidance on how to navigate these Scorpio energies in our lives for this solar season with the Faery Oracle by Lucy Cavendish. So let's see what the Faery Oracle has in store for you. So this video is for you. If the planet Mars was in the sign of Scorpio when you were born, hello and welcome in. So the planet represents the what of the zodiac, and the sign that it's in represents the how. So the what of Mars is the energy of your action and reaction. So your action and reaction energy is expressing itself through the Scorpion archetype. So again, fixed water, unchanging emotions. Your actions very resourceful, passionate, magical, observant, and unyielding. So the Scorpio planet traditionally was ruled by the planet of Mars until the outer planets were discovered. So this is a very aligned alignment for you. Mars loves to be in the sign of Scorpio. It's very comfortable here. So your actions and reactions probably feel comfortable. They probably feel balanced. They may not, depending on what else is going on in your chart astrologically. But keep in mind that as you take action and as you react to things, you're doing so with a very fixed emotional lens. And you're very passionate in the way that you react to things. You take action on your passions. You're very magical when it comes to how you act and react. You might feel like you could be in a group or out in the world, and you can maybe even feel that magic turning on, that magical energy of you just being magical within your action and reaction. You probably are also very observant of your actions and reactions. You may actually be somebody who looks at the way that you're reacting to things, and you have your own way to process that, your own awareness of that. So these are fun things to play with this solar season as you experience and celebrate your Mars in Scorpio. Let's see what your guidance is. So if you haven't already called in your spiritual support team, take a few deep breaths and open your heart to receiving the guidance that's most aligned for you at this time. Please go ahead and do that. And let's see what Faery Oracle guidance wants to come through for you. And okay, before I draw the card, I gotta let you guys know I'm a Mars in Scorpio. So I'm right here with you. Okay, we got an upside down card, reversed, meaning the Story Keeper, number 4. Tell your story. Legacy, write your wisdom. Okay, let's see what her reversed meaning is. This card can indicate a refusal to believe you can edit your experience and recreate the tale you are telling others. Not understanding that the tale of your life is in your own hands. Not recording the significant moments of your life. Having intentions to write, not only to write for yourself, but to communicate with others and leave a legacy, but not taking action. Oh my gosh, the Mars energy is not acting. Oh boy. Can represent feeling insignificant and wondering who you are to dare to contemplate writing and recording your story. Putting off quiet time for introspection. Telling yourself you're no good at writing or storytelling, wanting others to know who you are, but refusing to tell them about the great and secret moments of your life, not listening to others' stories, and feeling you do not know them. Feeling that you are not in touch with the wisdom keepers, the ancient and deep knowledge is not for you. Underestimating the power of storytelling, of myth, fable, legend, and the repositories of soul truths. Okay. So, my dear, beautiful Mars and Scorpio friends, and again, I'm right here with you. So our action, this solar phase, is being engaged with writing, however that means, whatever that means for us. So writing your story, telling a new tale. So for me, a very, very powerful practice that I used to do was rewriting scripts. So I rewrote a script for my sister. I wanted our dynamic and dialogue between each other to be different than it was. And so I just wrote her a new script. I imagined that she was just an actor in a play, and all I had to do was write out a new script for her to read. And I just imagined giving it to her. I didn't actually give it to her. But it did help shift the dynamic. And it didn't really shift my sister. It shifted what was going on within me in relationship to what I expected from my sister, in relationship to the story I told myself about my sister and my dynamic. So rewriting a script might be very aligned for you this solar phase, because writing is the theme here, and it's reversed. So it means that we are not engaging in the magic of our writing, and that we are not taking action on our impulses to write things. So any impulse you get this solar phase to write, please honor that. Make the time, make the space. One of the most powerful things that I began doing was to replace the things that I know aren't necessarily healthy for me with the things that I've been wanting to do. So I always use this example of I had an unhealthy relationship with video games. And what I decided to do was I decided to dedicate that time to the things, to the passions, to the ideas that I had and the subjects that I wanted to explore. And when I made that shift, it was super powerful and super potent for me. Because anytime I'd go to pick up a game, I would remember, oh, wait, this is time for me to go learn how to do streaming, how to post YouTube videos, how to do editing. This is time for me to take pictures of all my cards so that I can put them up in my videos. So if you're somebody who's saying you don't have time to write, look at the things that you're doing, the actions that you're taking that you know aren't quite aligned with what it is that you want to achieve, but you haven't really found a way to kick that habit yet. Kick that habit through writing. Just being like, oh, I'm getting the impulse, I'm getting the addiction, I'm getting that like urge to do this thing that I always do that I know isn't great for me. But the hour or two that I would spend watching this streamer stream this card game, I could be using to learn how to do my own thing. And for you, you're saying I could be using that time doing whatever activity it is that you know doesn't quite serve you. You could be using that time to write. You are magical. Your actions are magical. The way that you write is magical. You have a story to tell. It's very important. And your spiritual support team is calling you into action this solar phase. Go ahead and write. Go ahead and address the parts of you that don't feel worthy. Know that you are connected to deep, ancient wisdom. Take time to connect to that if that feels aligned for you this solar phase. And make the time by cutting out some of the things that you know aren't serving you, but you haven't quite figured out how to stop doing yet. All right, my beautiful Mars and Scorpios, like I said, I'm right here with you. I have this alignment and another alignment in Scorpio, so I am here. I'm feeling this. Let's check in and see what we end up writing. If you want to share with me some of the writings that you're inspired to write during this solar phase, please feel free to go ahead and do that. And I celebrate you, I honor you, and as always, namaste. The universal light within me salutes and honors that universal light within you. Namaste.